Hello and welcome to my live. If you're here, I just know that you're ready to attract premium, ready to buy clients on repeat, the kind who jump into your offers without hesitating, and the kind who are easy and light as a feather to work with. I'm so excited to finally bring in this to you. And I know you're probably experiencing some of the opposite right now, right? So you're probably getting people who say that they love what you do and they love your work and that it's so valuable, but they're not ready to pay you. Or people who say, I love to work with you, but I'm already investing in somebody else. And, I just need to see some return on investment from that first. Or, people who say, I just can't invest right now. I just don't have time. I'm overwhelmed with work, XYZ. So, and if that sounds familiar, it's today's life is going to change that forever. Here's why. The truth is that these people in your world are coming in because you're attracting them. Plain and simple, right? You're calling them in with your messaging. When I first started, I didn't understand exactly how all of this came into play, but it is so sensitive. You will literally attract people who, it also depends on who you're being, but you will attract people seamlessly through your messaging that are a perfect fit for exactly how you're speaking. I just thought that that was insane when I first started, but here's what we're covering today. So I'm going to be breaking down the three types of buyers that you don't want to work with, right? That are not aligned. And I'm going to be shedding light on exactly how you're unknowingly attracted to them in the literal language that you're using. And I'll show you what to do instead to fix it. So, all right, let's dive in. So, if you're here, I know you probably have also tried to fix if you you probably know that this is a problem, right? That it's your messaging, that it's your content, right? So you probably tried posting more value content, talking about your process in detail, in hoping that you'll build trust and you'll build rapport, nurturing, just believing that if you just warm them up long enough, they'll eventually convert. I don't know, maybe you've tried lowering your prices, adding bonuses, removing objections, just handling objections like really directly and crucially in your messaging. That also doesn't work. Or doing like urgency or hype marketing, or believing that the problem is your visibility, right? That if you just have a bigger audience that you'll just get the right buyers, but none of that actually fixes the real issue. And that's exactly what I want to show you today. So let's talk about your first type of buyer. I like to call them the unaware buyer. So essentially, this is just a person who's just sort of just starting to figure things out, right? So they're implementing, but instead of understanding that sometimes results take a little bit of time to get there, they're sort of quick to get frustrated and assume it just doesn't work. And these are the people who you're like, are you kidding me? So they're try something once or twice and they're like, well, it just doesn't work for me, or that just doesn't work, right? So they believe that if they do exactly what someone else did, that they should get the same exact results, meaning they'll buy blindly from excitement at first, but as soon as they hit that first little hurdle, they're out. Or, typically that's because they bought for the wrong reason. So think get rich quick, easy money type of ordeal. And again, if they don't get an immediate transformation, they'll be the first one to be like, oh, this is a scam, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The reason why you might be pulling in this type of buyer is, again, it's literally your language. So things that pull these people in are a lot like hype language, like heavy income claim language without setting expectations. And you literally, what this actually looks like is, this is how, you can say something like, here's how XYZ make X amount of dollars without, in 20 days. But again, if you're talking to someone who's a beginner, they're going to think that they're actually going to make that money. Another way that you can attract them is that this person, if they're not a hype type of person that falls for the hype, they might be just again, implementing, they might be confused as to why things aren't working, and they will again continue to look for external reasons why instead of shifting their approach. And if they have a problem but they're not even aware they have one, you'll attract them by saying things like, did you know that 70% of women who do intensive cardio actually make their problem worse, or their weight loss problem harder, or worse? So think about critically, if you put that in your content, who you're actually speaking to, who's receiving that message. It's someone who isn't solution oriented yet. They're barely recognizing they just got a problem, and they're likely probably blaming external factors for, again, the reason why something's not working versus looking for the right approach. So what happens next? So you feel like you have to convince them. You start over explaining, over teaching, and over delivering just to try to get them to a place where they could be a part of you, so you can get them to be ready for your solution. And yeah, that's how you fall into convincing mode. Now, the next type of person is your aware but still stuck buyer. And honestly, I think this is the hardest person to sell to, because they know they have a problem. And I mean, they might have a desire to fix it, but just like unlike a beginner, like who might buy blindly because they're excited and hopeful, this person is overthinking everything. They know they have a problem, but they don't fully just trust themselves to solve it. And they're kind of still married to their pain. And that lack of trust, it shows up in excuses, hesitations, objections, like, I don't have the time right now, or I love to, but I really can't afford that right now. Oh, no, 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 I'm too busy with work. Oh, I already have another coach. I need to see an ROI first, like I said, or like, I have to make sure that this is, aligned or right with my husband, XYZ, insert flavor of the day objection. But and you might think like, it's a money thing. It's never about the money. It's not never about the time either. It's just how they perceive the solution as it relates to whether they believe it'll work for them or not. And this is not something that you can explain away, convince away, get them to. That is just something that they're on their own journey. Because when someone fully trusts that something is going to change their life, that this is going to be the solution, trust me, they find the time, they find the money, they move without hesitation. So it's different if in your messaging you have not yet explained the value properly, right? So they might not trust you yet, but even when you shift this and they're still doing that, it's likely they're stuck in decision mode. And you might be calling them in by doing things like, if you're struggling with XYZ problem, or if you've been burned before, I totally get it. It's scary to invest, or things like, you just need to trust yourself and take the leap, or even saying things like, imagine if you started 6 months ago, where would you be now? That type of marketing. Or like, oh, you're over there posting 3 times a day, but I'm doing this one thing. And so that whole thing, it's not helping them see the solution. It's helping them stay overthinking about where they're going wrong. So the next type of buyer is your impulse buyer. Now, this was a little bit tricky because they can appear to look like they're, premium power buyers, but they're not. And you'll quickly understand because they'll buy from desperation, never strategy, right? So these are the people that are looking for like the magic bullet, or something that will solve everything overnight, or and they will never buy premium. Instead, they'll look for like your lowest ticket option and just bank on that to be it, or and when they do buy, it's like really unreasonable expectations. So this looks like, and this is a true story. I had someone purchase a $7 product from me, fully expected that it would somehow save her from being evicted later that month. That's not only unrealistic, that's literally a sign that she couldn't, like, you cannot implement from that sort of energy. And it gets really tricky because um, working with this type of buyer does not feel good. It feels sticky, feels like pressure, a lot of weight and responsibility. You feel so responsible for their results, when really you're just supposed to be responsible for providing the tools. And this isn't about low ticket, meaning low value. My low ticket was highly valuable. I mean, think about it. I mean, look at this. This is my free stuff. Imagine my paid stuff. So it's definitely has to do with the language. And when you attract this type of like person, it's like with hype, right? So um if you don't buy this now, you'll never get this opportunity again. This is your one chance to change everything. Or get 15 bonuses only if you buy today. This course is worth $2,000. This is a one simple shift that'll change your entire business instantly. Again, you nothing wrong with saying these things, but if you are not speaking to the right person in the rest of your content, this is going to appeal to the wrong person. The person who actually think like, oh, you can make six figures overnight with the strategy. Or this is exactly it. And trust me, I'm saying all these things because I've done it, right? I'm not speaking from an ivory tower. I have done these mistakes in my messaging, and I have attracted these people. And this kind of language for your impulse buyer, you'll also notice that they'll be like quick to voice their disappointment, fast to ask for refunds, even on a $7 product. You know, they'll blame you instead of realizing that transformation requires implementation. Like I had people asking me questions that were literally answered in like the first few like right in my product, like right in the beginning. So it's like I knew that they just bought out of hype. They didn't buy because they were ready to implement. So now that you understand the different types of buyers that you can attract unknowingly with your language, I want you to understand too that this goes deeper than just attracting the wrong people, right? This impacts you just as much as it impacts them, not just from a monetary perspective, but literally like if you've been dealing with clients who drain you, who don't take responsibility, who are like second guessing everything and putting the onus on you, you will feel it. If you've been in like that convince improve mode this whole entire time, you know, constantly justifying your pricing, over delivering, that hyper hustling mode, you know, dealing with refund requests, you will feel it. And I know because I felt it. For so long, I believed that I was doing everything to scale, right? But when it came to pulling the trigger, the big bold moves that would actually elevate my business, I would hesitate, I would procrastinate, I would hold back. Why? Because my subconscious fear was that I would be attracting more of the wrong people when I scaled. More people who didn't take responsibility. Oh, am I just gonna attract, you know, more clients who drain my energy? More of those situations where it's like, hello, you signed terms and conditions. This product is non-refundable, XYZ. When you solve this, you will start calling in the right buyers. And these people are amazing to work with. Sales feel lighter. Clients feel excited to work with you. And you don't actually have to deal with that type of negativity in your business. Not to say that every client will be like this. Of course not. I'm sure that, and now let's move into the premium clients. I'm sure you have experienced those dreamy, easy to work with people who jump in. They ask a different set of questions, right? They're not interested in how many modules it is. They're barely interested in what the price is. They're more so interested if it's just the right solution, right? They are in research mode. They're in detective mode. And so while they might not be the most, you know, they'll come into your world. They're not going to stop and, you know, smell the roses with you. They're going to go straight to your DM, straight to your sales pages and buy. They're like, I'm in. And when they're in your world, you will notice that they're very self-directed. Like you don't have to push them towards something. You don't have to hype them up. You don't have to be the moon and the sun and the stars for them because they're self-led. And these are the people that you want to attract. The way that you attract them in your content is actually quite simple, but I'm going to frame it for you in a specific way so that it really lands. So here's the thing, because now you're probably like, okay, I want more of these people in my world. Like you're probably like, yes, I've worked with some amazing people. I want more of them in my world. You're probably wondering like trying to replicate, what you did in the past to get them there, but you don't even know what it is that you did. First of all, let's relax. They're already in your world. You want to know why? Because premium clients aren't found. They're already sitting right there in your audience. I know you don't think they are, but they are. They're created through your messaging, meaning you can have all of the types of buyers that I just mentioned in your audience, even the people who are in detective mode, who are ready to jump in, but they won't be turned into a premium client until they hear the right message from you. So they're created through your messaging. Because again, even if you attract them, the right people for your offer, that doesn't mean that they will automatically see why they should invest in you. So now that's your job. And the fastest way to make your dream client instantly recognize themselves in your offer is so simple. You're probably gonna laugh, but it's like, do your market research. Actually talk to them. Actually find out exactly what they're currently doing, trying, and struggling with, and put that in your content. This is what I like to call the I'm in effect, because the minute that your ideal client sees that you are describing what they're currently going through in the exact same way, without making it like heavy on the pain point marketing, without poking at their pain, just simply reflecting back what they're going through, they will jump in so fast. Doesn't matter the price. Doesn't matter the price. Because suddenly they're like, oh my gosh, this is my exact problem. Like, how do you know this? How are you in my head? How are you speaking my language? This is what I call the I'm in effect. And it's something that I actively preach. If you're in my incubator school community, you will know that I'm in there constantly, back and forth, lots of fun conversations, me asking questions about what does this look like for you? What are you currently experiencing? Where are you currently stuck? What have you tried before? Again, market research. And I never stop doing market research. This is how you get your premium clients to be like, wow, this is for me. This is exactly what I've been looking for. And you'll get different conversations with people who are not so much your dream client and people who are. But I know this works because I live it. I love asking questions. I love digging deeper, understanding exactly where you are. Again, this is not just busy work. It's the thing that allows me to create the content that makes my premium buyers buy instantly. And trust me, from, selling multi six figures in my business, spending multiple five figures on ads, I know how to turn someone into a buyer within as simple as one ad view. This is what turns those passive followers into ready to buy clients. This is what makes premium clients say, I'm in without hesitation. This is the difference between marketing that works and marketing that just doesn't. And it's just so important, and it's so sensitive that you could do every single thing right, from offer to positioning to following the perfect content strategy. But if you miss the mark on that one thing, making sure that your ideal client is reflected in the content in their own words, so there's no way around not interviewing people, not asking questions, not working with people on the ground level, you will not get there. And true to my word, I've just walked you through the exact shift that you need to start making to start attracting those ready to buy clients. And I know that for some of you, this has been a big eye opener. But again, this isn't a one size fits all process. And your messaging needs to be tailored to you, your offer, your dream clients. And now I'm going to drop a huge surprise for you. So I would love for you to officially invite you to join the waitlist for Binge Me Now, which is my brand new 3-part video series. So, it's where I'll be breaking down the critical messaging shifts that you need to make to attract the dream clients. I just told you what you're doing to attract the wrong ones. Now, I want to get into the nitty gritty and specifics of helping you attract the right ones. I want you to understand that in this 3-day series, I'm going to help you retain and scale dream clients who make your business feel easy and effortless, and scaling feels magical, right? So you can, again, stop propelling those high caliber um, clients with messaging that unknowingly pushes them away. And I'm going to teach you my exact framework of how I've used to scale multiple 6 figures in, now this is like my 3rd business, and without chasing, convincing, or nurturing for months. And the best part is that it's not just a theory. I'm going to be showing you exactly what to say and how to say it so your ideal clients start showing up ready to buy. So I'm going to drop the link in this chat. And as a next level bonus, I am opening up one-to-one messaging audits at a lower price. This is only for the people who join the waitlist. Now, this will only be maybe like a handful of spots. I can't guarantee that by the time you see this, it'll be available. But if you see it on the thank you page, then it is available. Because guess what? Like I said, I am a walking, talking embodiment of exactly what I preach. And because I wanted to do more market research ahead of when my series drops to make it as juicy and as relevant and as amazing as possible, I am opening up messaging audits for those of you who want help right now and don't feel like waiting until my series drops later in the spring. But yes, spots are limited for that too. So again, once I hit my market research goal, I will remove it from the thank you page of the registration for the waitlist, and then you're just gonna have to wait until after that to work with me. So thank you so much for joining me. This has been super fun and exciting. I'm glad I kept it to a decent amount of time and didn't ramble on, but this has been amazing. I hope that, please in the comments, let me know what type of aware buyer, what type of buyer you've been attracting. Is it aware? Is it unaware? Let me know any takeaways that you've gotten from this. Have you, let me know what you've experienced. Let me know where you're currently at. I would love to know. And, yeah, let me know in the chat what you're currently going through. Okay, thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.